When was the last time somebody tried to do stowaway that you arrested the person?
Stowaway often happens at Takrady Port and Tema Port.
Okay.
And I think getting to the end of last year, there were reports of people trying to stow away, but they were picked up. Presently, as part of our cooperation, we have seconded an officer from the rank of commander to the Takrady Port to help them with their security issues.
Okay.
To prevent that stowaway activities, yes.
So you don't go to war at all?
If there is war, we go. I have operated at ECOMOG from the very inception in 1990.
Okay.
We continued up to until ECOMOG went to Sierra Leone. We operated there, and we also took part in UN peacekeeping operations. So we don't call it war. We call all these things operations.
You spoke about the oil fields.
Yes.
We have 3 oil fields in Ghana.
Yes.
And you protect all 3?
Yes.
Right. So how many men do you actually have on board the oil field all the time? 247?
Okay, we have 2 ships.
Okay. Has there been any attack on the oil fields before?
It is not any attack, but the challenge there is our local fishermen.
Okay.
Yes. The issue at sea is that anytime a vessel stops or any device that stops at sea aggregates fish. And when you use light underwater, you attract a lot of fish. So there's a lot of fish there in our oil fields. But our fishermen should not go there. They don't need to go there, because when they go there and their nets entangle the underwater operations, it costs the nation a lot. As far back as 2015, the Petroleum Commission was reporting that we used to spend about $50,000 a day as at that time if the nets of fishermen entangle the oil exploration equipment. So that is why we are there, and it's a running battle.
So we know that there was a, threat of certain, how do you call it? Was threat of terrorist attack. And it was more of the sub-region, submarine areas. So the question from Ghanaians, if we should have anything like this, how prepared is the Ghana Navy to fight our borders? That's our, our water borders.
Our closest to that experience is when we were experiencing piracy at sea. Because it's believed that the terrorist activities were sent to sea, and it manifested in the form of piracy. Piracy attacks on ships and others. So some of our eastern neighbors, pirates used to come from there. So what we've done is that we are protecting the most vulnerable, the fishing vessels, in fact the tuna vessels.
Okay, that's what you do.
Yes, we are protecting them because they are very vulnerable.
Okay.
They fished getting to our eastern board.
Right.
And they were most vulnerable. So we've given them the option. If they go in and they need our personnel, we put them on board.
So we are ready?
Yeah, we are ready.
So what's the criteria for one to be selected into the Navy?
First, you have to be Ghanaian. You have to be Ghanaian. And because of the nature of our military training doesn't forgive.
Okay.
So you require academic qualification. And your academic qualification will determine the branch you belong to, whether an officer or another rank. As officers, we have first degree holders for various qualifications taken into our various branches. We have also professionals like doctors, lawyers, engineers, So it depends on your qualification and also age.
Okay.
We have age limits.
What's the age limit?
The age limits vary. You have to minimum 17 and a half.
Okay, that's a minimum.
Minimum 17 and a half.
Okay.
But for graduates, I guess to 24, 25.
Okay.
And also those, our men, also between 17 and a half to about 25, thereabout.
Okay.
For lawyers and doctors who by virtue of their education are likely to be older, we could extend the age to about 32 or thereabout.
What are the various professions in the Navy?
In the Navy, we have, like on the ship,
okay,
we have the commanding officer, it's an executive officer. And normally we take the degrees which have science background, because sometimes it involves calculation.
Right.
So and it involves straying into new areas like navigation, which may involve calculation. So we take those of the science background who are not afraid of mathematics.
Right.
We'll put them as executive officers, and then we have logistics officers who have various logistics branches. We have finance, we have accountants, we have various logistics courses, purchasing and supply, administration. We have administrators too, and we have engineers. We have electrical engineers, we have mechanical engineers with the various qualifications from our universities. And we have the men belonging to the various branches too.
So for the professions, do they go through the same training like everybody else? If you're a doctor, do you have to go through the same training like somebody who comes in as, an engineer?
Well, the training, there is a basic one for everybody.
Okay.
Then after that, you are given the necessary orientation to enable you function according to your branch.
Right.
So if we take a doctor, for instance, the period of training might not be, might be about 6 months. Okay. As against an executive officer who is younger, will do 18 months at the military academy. Well, when you come out, the doctor will be given, after 6 months, you come for orientation. You come on board the ship. We give you basic naval officer orientation course. Then you go back to perform your role as a medical officer. But further, we have promotion exams, which you have to. And we also have what we call the staff colleges.
Right.
The junior staff college and the senior staff college. So we have we have systems in place to train you at the beginning. And as you progress also, there are well laid out systems.
Okay. So what are the various ranks in the Navy?
So the various ranks in the Navy, we start as an officer. We start with what we call acting sub-lieutenant. Acting sub-lieutenant is just the beginning. Less than 2 years.
So in the Army equivalent is second lieutenant. Okay.
Then from there we go to sub-lieutenant.
Okay.
So the sub-lieutenant is Army lieutenant.
Right.
But we talk about naval lieutenant. Naval lieutenant, the equivalent is flight lieutenant, which is Army captain.
Army captain, okay.
Yes. Then we go from captain, we go to major. But we call it lieutenant commander.
Okay.
Yes. Then we come to commander, which you are wearing.
Lieutenant colonel.
Lieutenant colonel.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So commander, they command the ships.
Right.
And also they command the battalions.
Okay.
Yes. From there you come to naval captain.
Right.
Naval captain, colonel.
Okay.
Yes, naval captain. So from naval captain, then you come to commodore. And Commodore is Brigadier General.
Okay.
Yes. Then you go to Rear Admiral, which is a Major General.
Okay.
Yes, you go to Vice Admiral, which is Lieutenant General. Then you go to Admiral, which is General.
Okay.
So it progresses.
Right.
They all have the equivalent Army, Navy, Air Force.
Okay.